And ladies and gentlemen, if you remember at the beginning of our day, we emphasized on this particular point that it is the session by you, for you. So we touched upon a launch scenario by Birla Opus, and up next is going to be the growth story, right? So we have Martin Mohanty, Head Business Solutions and Services at Shree Cement, Hani Gupta, Ariba Lead, Shree Cement, and Suvendu Saurav, Program Manager Applications, Shree Cement. They will discuss Shree Cement's journey on SAP to support their accelerating growth, leveraging SAP Business Suite of applications. Let's give them a warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Hope I'm audible. So this SAP is a very new to Shree Cement. We implemented last year, in fact, 2024 February, we went live with Shree Cement. And prior to that, we were using some other ERP solution. And we moved to SAP RISE in a big bang. And within 1 year, we could able to stabilize the solution, as well as we were able to, we have been deployed many other components like DataSphere, Ariba, and now we are looking for even BDC cloud, how we can, and we are exploring the Viztex platform as well. So just a brief about Shree Cement. Sorry. Shree Cement has a long story from 1979. Now we are having around 5 integrated units and roughly 13 grinding units with the installed capacity of almost, now we are touching 60 million tons per annum. And recently we have also explored into ready-mix concrete. Now we have around 8 plants and it is growing in a faster way. So by next year or within a year, we'll be having 50 to 60 RMC plants. And we are almost having 1,200 depots across India where normally we sell the secondary, that's for secondary market, and from plants we supply as a primary sales to the customers. So this is some statistics about Shree Cement. Right. So as I was saying, we have moved from earlier ERP solution which we were using to SAP RISE, and the major drivers were capacity expansion. We are now the 3rd largest cement manufacturer in India. And earlier what we used to, or what is the practice normally we missed earlier, and that was a learning. Every time you should go and do a health checkup for your processes as well as the architecture, like yearly how you do the health checkup, your own health checkup. Otherwise, slowly it will start getting fragmented. And one end of the day, you'll see that you have no scope for further growth or the rapid growth. So that is the reason we moved to SAP RISE. And earlier to that, we were using SAP Commerce as well for our field force, around 1,000 odd users. We rolled out to even SAP Commerce to dealers. And the biggest part is now 97% of orders we get through our commerce application or the mobile-based application. Yeah, one more thing we were lacking is the integration part. There were a lot of solutions which were like working in silos, and it was not integrated. So we got a chance to bring in all these solutions on top of SAP RISE. So this is our strategy. First, everything should be on cloud. Earlier, like the gentleman from Birla Opus was saying. So first preference is the solution which can be hosted on clouds. We have moved to the clouds. And yeah, more of in cement industries, normally the sensor data, getting sensor data and utilizing it for a meaningful way was a challenge earlier. So now, in fact, recently what we did is we integrated our this sensor data so that into SAP. And now we are able to find out what is our MTBF and how the equipments are performing, what is my MTTR. And before that, I would like to say, during this implementation, we have standardized many things. Like we have standardized our material codes, we standardized our equipments, even we standardize our sensor. So now we are getting slowly the data to our system, which will utilize maybe, it's a very only 1 year old data. So once we move on, maybe in our next 2-3 years, we'll have a very meaningful insights from those data. Yeah, with this, I will hand it over to Mr. Suvendu to take you through the architecture what we are having.
Good afternoon, everyone. We started our journey like for this SAP Commerce, SAP S4 RISE in the year 2023, and then we rolled out it was go live on Feb 24, and if you see that these are the Ariba and content management also we are using in the phase 1. That is already we have passed that phase. Now we are in the phase of like in the phase 2 also we have completed our process standardization and performance optimization. So with respect to BTP, we are using SAP DataSphere as well as analytics that is called SAP Analytical Cloud. Okay. So in the phase 3, so we are planning to have SAP BDC, that is business data on cloud, along with order management, mobile maintenance, and business planning. And also we are looking for, which I'll be covering in my next slide, that AI ML also we're going to. So this, if you see the architecture in the left side, we are having SAP S4 HANA RISE. HANA, we are on RISE, and we have lot many non-SAP applications. They integrated to DataSphere. So SAP DataSphere is nothing but it's SAP's data warehouse. So we used to acquire the data and then maintain the data, organize the data, and give the data to Power BI and SSE so those views can be consumed and business insight can be visible through those analytical tools. So if you see the down in the DB, so we have a centralized DB currently, and around 95,000 plus sensor data comes from the sensors and storing it. We are storing that on the centralized database, and out of that, that is in turn connected with the Power BI through which we get the insights. And we are using for real-time integrations SAP Commerce Cloud Platform. So that integrates with SAP Commerce, which in turn Martin sir spoke about that we have mobile apps which our channel partners are using to punch orders. So let's move to the next slide. Okay. So that was, I was talking about the Aziz, and this will be the 2B architecture. So here few changes are going to happen. We are on the planning phase. So here we are going to get the sensor data instead of keeping in the centralized database. Now we are going to move to SAP DataSphere. So with the introduction of BDC on Phase SAP Business Data on Cloud on Phase 13, we thought of moving all those sensor data to SAP DataSphere. So BDC coming into picture, we can handle now two challenges which we are facing. First challenge was that we can't able to store the unstructured data. Now with this BDC, we can able to store the unstructured data. As well as also, we are not able to leverage the AI and ML part. With this, we can able to leverage the AI ML part, and we can build in our own models, so that that can be used in other applications wherever we like. And if you see that we are having business planning is coming to be architecture. So discussions are going on. So we are on the evaluating phase. We may go with business planning and order management and mobile maintenance also. Okay. So what are the benefits that we have received? See, for SAP Commerce Cloud, now real-time real-time people can punch their orders, and that integrates directly to SAP S4. And also we can get the 360 view of our channel partners. So also we used to capture the market intelligence. So now about SAP DataSphere, what we can now connect to multiple systems, whether it's SAP or non-SAP systems. With the adapters built in, I think they have more than thousands of adapters that are available that can easily integrate with other applications. We can get the data from different sources. We are using it with different hyperscales like AWS and Azure also. So here in the DataSphere, there is capability also. Instead of only, it's not about retrieving the data, storing the data. As well also, we can do the transformations through which we can create views, and which is used by Power BI and SSC. So okay, now I'll hand over to Hani. Hani will take.
Good afternoon, all. Thanks, Suvendu, for the opportunity. For SAP Ariba, right, is one of those products for procurement team which requires quite a makeover over the organization, in which a lot of procurement transformation has to be done. So what we have done is, as a team, what we have decided to start the Ariba prior to SAP Go Live. What we actually done was, we have done the SAP Ariba as a standalone object, and we have started with some sort of processes which needs to be, go for the governance part, right? So as on date, we have done approximately 7,500 plus auctions for, spares, for the higher capex as well, and even for the forward auctions for the scrap as well. The achievements are notable, and we have 3,000 plus vendors which has already participated in different auctions to us. The major benefits that we have received is the supplier transparency. The portal is, the templates are designed in such a way, the transparency to the vendor and to the management is very much available, wherein the transparency and governance is very much needs to be taken care of. When then comes to the workflow management, approval management. As a journey for whole digitization, what we found was in the earlier manufacturing industries, we have the note for approvals to be done on a paper basis, wherein the tracking of those particular to the respective purchase orders is very, very tedious task to have it. So what we have done is, we have created the note for approval there in Ariba. So any sort of things that we found can be digitized over there in the procurement part, we have done it through SAP Ariba. We have done paperless approvals. It is as simple as, for example, anyone who is approving any sort of note for approval can be approved through their particular mobile phones without having any VPN or something. So it is given an edge over the legacy that what we are using in the previous past. Now, what we found was over the period, though Ariba was implemented and we were facing some sort of, things in which we found these are tedious tasks to the buyer, to maintain some sort of auction rules, maintaining some sort of data and, putting a historic price. So what we have done is 3 months from prior to today, we have taken RPA into consideration. We have put the RPA. Next. So we have put the RPA in SAP Ariba. Now, how it's actually working in SAP is a buyer is sending an email to a bot ID, simple. And what will happen is the bot is actually doing all the necessary work, which is a repetitive task to any sort of that buyer is doing at his own place. Now, what RPA is doing, it is doing all sort of processes, like it is maintaining the auction conditions, it is maintaining the auction rules, the buffer, the decrement, having 50 odd line items, all sort of repetitive tasks. We have done it through RPA. And the best part is the buyer can devote his own time to have some sort of strategic work instead of having those into repetitive work. The best part is from the previous 2.5 months, 500 plus odd events has been done by RPA. The success rate for RPA we are getting is more than 90%. A lot of things that we are doing it, we are eyeing over the period for the RPA as well. Like for a certain commodity, we can ask RPA to start from the first process to the last process. So we are eyeing to that particular part, and there are a lot of things that we are doing in terms of RPA. Maybe in a future course, we'll be showing that to you as well. So over to
So next, way forward, what we are looking is, we are waiting, as Suvendu was saying, for SAP BDC so that we can have our data sphere unstructured data as well as maybe the time series data. We have to evaluate how efficiently it can hold SAP BDC. And SAC, of course, we have started utilizing for analytics purpose. And yes, Ariba, the extension of Ariba, we are planning for SAP, Ariba Commerce, so that maybe for sellers or the vendors have their own self-service portals. And one more thing, what we are exploring is order management solution. Now we have the order execution, but for cement industry, order management is a very crucial solution because, for cement, you must all knowing this around 20 to 25% is the logistic cost, which includes your primary as well as secondary costs. So how to reduce that? For that, we are planning for order management solution, and we are exploring SAP Commerce for that, so that we can have which is the best source or optimal source to supply a customer or to a dealer. And of course, every year, as I said, we are having a compliance part, SAP compliance, and process checks every year, so that we are not diverging very much and having end up with a fragmented processes. So we are looking maybe a solution I don't know how this scenario can fit into that, but that is also we are exploring. So this is all about our SAP journey within 1 year. As I told you, it is a very infant baby still for Shree Cement, but we have started utilizing it to the maximum. Thank you. Any questions? If you have, you can take it up. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Martin, Suvendu, and Honey, for sharing your valuable insights. Clearly, so simply explained your journey, experience, and value of using SAP solution. And not only that, also clearly sharing their way forward roadmap with SAP solutions.